Hello everybody, thank you so much for being here. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel. Today I have my friend Zane Johnson with me. He's an extremely accomplished jazz guitarist. We met back in college at Cal State Long Beach. He actually used to give me guitar lessons. We would trade dining hall meal passes for guitar lessons, and he's the one who really got me started on playing jazz guitar. So I have him to thank for sure. But anyways, today we are here to compare my home-built 335 to his real deal Gibson 335. So we're going to be comparing them on 4 categories. We're going to use tone, fit and finish, playability, and then finally at the end we're going to talk about price, because that's obviously probably the biggest difference between the two. Alright, so we're going to start talking about fit and finish to start off with. So this guitar was built by me and my dad. And my dad is a great craftsman, but we are nowhere close to how good Gibson is, right? Gibson really knows how to make guitar nice, and there's definitely little things that I'm noticing, between right here, at the top of the neck, and we'll show some close-up images. You can just see mine paint is just not quite perfect. There's some definite sanding marks that yours is just perfect. It doesn't have any of that. So there's definitely a difference in the fit and finish, the quality of quality control that I'm sure that your guitar went through. That obviously we did ourselves. That is undeniable for sure. I also notice you have the jumbo frets, and they're very nice, painted all the way onto the fret, whereas mine are definitely not, and definitely not as well sanded. Yours is a lot smoother on the top than mine. Mine is not as well sanded, and I even did have a little issue where the string would get caught on the frets. I had to get that fixed. I had to add some glue. So definitely little things like that are making a big difference. I'm sure on camera they probably both look about the same fit and finish wise, but when it's in your hands, you're playing it, you definitely notice these things. So I would definitely say your guitar wins on fit and finish 1000%.
I think so too.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about playability. So another big thing on playability is the finished neck versus the finished neck on his guitar versus the unfinished neck on mine. Mine does not have any finish on here, and it is just tongue oil, sanding and tongue oil, and then yours has a coat of poly, right?
This is nitrocellulose.
What?
Nitrocellulose. So it's more of a natural polish. It's very soft.
I've never heard of that. So we have the AC off to film, so I'm getting a little sweaty. My hands are. But what I notice is that with my non-finished guitar, that doesn't really bother me. Having sweaty hands doesn't stick at all.
Yeah, it'll accumulate a bit on here.
Yeah, because I have a finished. My strap neck is finished, and I definitely start sweating, and then I get sticky, right? So that is definitely a playability difference, which I think my guitar edges out just a little bit with the non-finished neck, although there's a lot more maintenance. You gotta reapply tongue oil once a year and probably sand it up, and that kind of also goes for the fit and finish, is that we could always make the fit and finish better. We can keep working on it. This is done. Yeah.
Or it'd be very expensive to change it.
It'd be very expensive to change it on an already very expensive guitar, which we'll talk about later. So yeah, I mean, can you think of anything else difference playability wise since you've played them both? I think yours might be slightly thinner.
Yeah, this might be a slightly thinner body. It might be a little heavier than yours.
Yeah, yours is heavier.
The neck is definitely thinner.
Right.
So depending on your preference, you may prefer that or not. And this has a pick guard. So
oh yeah.
If you like to rest your hand, then this might be a plus for you.
I mean, I do. I definitely rest my hand, but not having the pick guard there is not too big of an issue for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. My neck is freaking ginormous, which I like. I have really big hands, so for me, the big neck is a plus. And it's also a D-shaped neck versus yours is a C, right?
Yes.
classic C, a little thinner.
Both chunky necks, but this one's gonna have more width.
Yeah, this is more chunky for sure. And then in terms of like hardware and other things like that would affect playability, I think they're about even. You have these like vintage tuners, which is pretty cool, but I don't think they're any better than these. I bought genuine Gibson tuners, but they're like the modern kind. So I don't think that's like a big win for either guitar. And everything else is, you know, mostly just Gibson and you know, playability. Oh, we can talk about one thing that I think makes playability better. I have mine set up controls wise like a Telecaster, so I have a master volume and master tone for both of these pickups and then a pickup selector, whereas yours has the traditional 335, 4 knobs and a pickup selector. We were just talking about how like it doesn't make any sense, or like to me it doesn't. I don't understand why there's gonna be 2 volume knobs and a pickup selector. I feel like the volume knobs already do that, right? Do what a pickup selector does. So to me, in my eyes, I think it's a playability check on my side to have just one, you know, master volume, master tone, and a pickup selector rather than the 4. Because I've definitely run into issues where like I'll be playing like a Les Paul or something like this and flip to the bridge pickup and the volume's all the way down. And then you're fumbling around and it's like not what you wanted when you want it. So that could be a bit of a, you know, hurdle or issue. But other than that, I can't really think of any other like playability differences.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool, so next we're going to get into the tone battle. Now obviously this is extremely subjective. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Zane here play a song, Satin Doll. He's going to be the only one playing. He's going to try and play it as similarly as possible. And we're going to play through the exact same amp. For our intro video, you know, intro song Joy Spring, we were playing different amps. So we're going to play the exact same amp, plug the guitar into the same amp, and really go through the tone. So give us a second, we're going to kind of set this up so that it's easier for him to do, and then we'll be right back with you. Alright everybody, well, amazing job Zane, you absolutely killed Satin Doll. So you tell us in the comments which one do you think sounded better. Definitely some things we noticed here in the studio, and just to kind of clarify, we're using the exact same amp, which is a, what's your amp?
It's a Hendrickson Bud.
Right, so like a very good jazz amp. We used the exact same gain settings. All the settings on the amp did not change. We just unplugged one guitar and plugged the next one in. We did notice that my guitar, the black guitar, was much higher output than his guitar. He had to turn down the volume on the guitar to kind of match. So pretty interesting. Definitely, I don't really know why one would be higher output than the other. Maybe it's just inherently with P90s versus the humbucker. Also, your humbucker is kind of far from the strings, I noticed.
Yeah, it needs to be raised.
Yeah, if it was raised up, that would probably solve that issue. But alright, so that brings us to our final comparison between the two guitars, which is price. So I've invested a lot of money in this, so it's definitely could be made cheaper. Probably wouldn't play as well, but could be, so I probably have around $1,500 invested. It was like a $350 kit. I bought new pickups and new hardware and a new wiring harness, and then paid somebody to do the setup and the wiring. So probably all of that together, we're looking at around $1,500 that I've invested in this guitar to get it to where it is right now.
And time.
And time, yes. It took like a year and a half of work, and you know, not like we were working straight through on it, but you know, my dad is busy, I'm busy. Something else I'm noticing is that your guitar has some body dive. Your body's heavier than your neck.
Pretty typical of a lot of Gibsons, yeah.
Yeah, they always have either body dive or neck dive. This one's very well balanced.
Yeah.
It does not want to body or neck dive, which is pretty cool. Okay, so
this guitar was, I don't remember exactly, either $3,500 to $4,000.
$3,500 to $4,000, probably brand new. We'll put a listing to one that you could buy today from Gibson of the roughly the same thing. So
now this one, the reason why it's so much is because it says flame maple top and back. A regular 335 regular maple finish will run you around $3,000.
All right, so $3,000. You think there's a big tone difference? No. Right. So for the tone, probably about twice as much for the actual Gibson, and this is like 2.5 times with the flame maple and everything. But this, I mean, this looks insane. It looks like a PRS.
Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar.
It's a beautiful guitar, yeah. So, yeah, you know, it's kind of, it's all, I mean, with music and guitars, it's very subjective, right? It's like what sounds best to you, but definitely you can get yourself an amazing playing, you know, 335 style guitar for $1,500.
Yeah.
You know, you could, and you don't have to build it yourself. You could probably go with an Epiphone or, you know, some kind of lower cost, Ibanez, Eastman, yeah, that would be a lot cheaper, around that same $1,500 mark, that you could probably get that would play just as good and sound just as good. So, you know, you don't have to buy the expensive, you know, real genuine Gibson, but I mean, this is a really nice guitar. It feels really nice and is yeah. So, well, so that's the end of our comparison. We don't really know who won. I think we both win.
We both win.
We both win because we both have really badass guitars. So that's great. So to let us know what you think in the comments below. Which guitar would you rather have? Well, I mean, we all know which one they would rather have, but you know, for the money, or you know, for what you're looking for, you know, just let us know your thoughts down below. And thanks again for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm, all the YouTubery stuff. So yeah, we'll see you next time. And thanks again to Zane for being on the channel today. And bye bye.